and welcome to Treasure Valley Community College. We're glad that you all could come. We're excited for today's events. There's some folks that have put in a lot of time and preparation to hopefully make this meaningful and give you an idea of what careers are ahead of you in career and technical education if that's your career path. I'm Calvin Hyatt. I work for TVCC in career and technical education, and it's my pleasure to introduce our president, the president of the college, Dana Young.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome. How many of you had to get up extra early today to be here? Yeah, most of you. Well, thank you for getting up early and coming out into this cold, frigid air. But it is refreshing, and I hope that it will help you enjoy the day and keep you fresh and awake. So today, you have an opportunity to explore some different career opportunities, and I would really like you to think about it and think about taking advantage of today and really focus in on all the possibilities for your future. Some of you may already know what you want to do for a career, or you're pretty sure, or you haven't narrowed down. Today is an opportunity for each of you to be able to explore things a little bit further and maybe make a decision today, or at least get some good ideas about what you want to pursue as you move forward. So enjoy your day. Really try to just focus in and kind of hone in on everything that's happening around you, and enjoy the opportunity. Just take it all in today. We have a wonderful guest here today who is going to talk to you. And we are very, very fortunate to have him with us today. It's a real honor. Jeff Sayer, Mr. Sayer, is the founder and managing partner of Rectify Partners, an interim management firm providing on-demand executive services for mid-market companies in the Intermountain West. Jeff is best known for his service as Secretary of Commerce for the state of Idaho, and for his role as the president and CFO of Mountain View Hospital in Idaho Falls. He began his career with Ernst & Young in Silicon Valley and has since provided executive leadership for companies ranging from startup ventures to companies with over $500 million in sales. His experience includes growing, fixing, and scaling companies in technology, manufacturing, construction, and healthcare. Above all, his passion is to run bold, disruptive, courageous thinkers who recognize work required to win. So please give a warm welcome to Mr. Jeff Sayer.
Thank you, President. It's an honor to be with you today. You know, I was sitting there listening to that bio and I'm realizing, gosh, that's a bio for most professional audiences. But it's a real pleasure for me to be here. This is an important topic for me for a couple reasons. One, I do come from the business world, and my trade is a turnaround CFO. So CFO is the Chief Financial Officer. They're the finance guys that are responsible for all the finances in a company. I have an accounting degree. I started in Silicon Valley, but I've learned how to fix companies that are in trouble. But I had a chance to step into government a few years ago when the governor reached out and asked if I would help him fix his commerce department for the state of Idaho. And it was a really unique opportunity for me because I got a front row seat for 4 years on what was happening in the economy. And I became very passionate about the fact that we are facing a talent shortage in our economy. I share that because I've studied this for a lot of years, and it's something that is, to me, a compelling opportunity for each of you. In fact, I'll go so far as to say that each of you are about to enter the workforce at what I would argue is one of the most exciting times in history. And I mean that seriously. Let me give you a few data points to back that up. There are currently more job openings than there are applicants. 10 years ago, people that were graduating, that wasn't true. The country was in a great recession. It was in total upheaval. But now there are more job openings than applicants. So just think about that for a second. Here's one of my other favorite data points. and you're going to hear this as people talk to you about your careers and as they get you to think ahead, you're going to have jobs in your lifetime that we haven't even thought of yet. Burt Blandon, which is the president of CWI, really, that's a competitor and kind of a rival, but he's a great guy and he's a good man. But he has a statement he uses that he likes to share with people that is very profound. He says, the rate of change that we're currently experiencing will be the slowest in the rest of our lives. We're currently experiencing the slowest rate of change we'll experience in the rest of our lifetimes. Think about that for a second. We talk about how fast things are changing. His point is it's just going to get faster. And things are going to change even more than we're currently experiencing. So step back and just think about that for a second. There's more job openings than there are applicants. You're going to be looking at opportunities that haven't even been thought of yet. And that pace of change is going to get faster than we even know it is today. I would argue that those things together put you guys in a really unique position where you're going to step into the workforce truly and literally at one of the most exciting times in history. Now, I realize that half of you are probably here because you got out of class, right? Well, being here is going to set you apart from your peers. So I salute you for being here, one. And two, those of you that actually came to genuinely learn and actually get exposed to some career opportunities, pay close attention, because these are rare opportunities you're going to have to see a lot of different options and a lot of different choices. Let me leave you with one point. You're going to get a lot of advice as you start to enter the workforce and enter adulthood from gray-haired people like me. And you're going to get all kinds of advice and all kinds of opinions. I got a little bit of advice I'll give at the end, but let me just draw your attention to one thing that I would encourage you to pay attention to as you start to shape your decisions and think about the future. I would argue that there's one thing that's most important as you think about what you want to do and how you prepare yourself for the rest of the world, and that's your skills. Now, when I had a chance to be in that government position, I saw this workforce issue coming. I would carry a speech and a PowerPoint presentation around the state, and there was one slide in that presentation that said skills, not degrees. I have a client that has a really fun phrase. He calls it the stiff-legged goat syndrome, that moment where a goat goes stiff and then tips over. And I mean this respectfully, but I could always pick out the educators in the room when I would click to that slide. And it would say skills, not degrees. And they would go into that stiff-legged goat syndrome. I'm like, no, that's not right. It's about degrees. It's about degrees. It's about your schooling. And my point was, it's not going to be that way. This was 5 or 6 years ago. The pressures that companies are under right now are so intense, they have no other choice in order to compete. They don't have the luxury anymore about caring what your degree is. They only care about what your skills are. And that's significant. And it's really kind of interesting when you sit in this conversation and the things you're about to see today. You're going to see opportunities and career chances or career opportunities that don't require a 4-year degree. My generation was one of the first generations when they would tell us, go to school and get a 4-year degree. That's your ticket to success. It's no longer that way. Your ticket to success is the skills that you accumulate that are in demand by the marketplace. If you have skills that nobody cares about, that's a hobby. But if you have skills that you've developed that the market and companies need, you just became really valuable to the economy and to that company. I'll give you a couple data points. Who knows what LinkedIn is? All right. If you don't know what LinkedIn is, figure it out in the next couple of years, because it's the Facebook for professionals, and it's going to be the platform where people go to get jobs. The CEO of LinkedIn last year in an interview made a really profound statement, a couple of profound statements. I call it my vindication, because I got a lot of criticism when I carried that slide around the state that said skills, not degrees, trying to make this point. He used that same phrase in an interview, and he was announcing to the world that LinkedIn, so keep in mind, this is the company that is shaping how employers and employees connect for the entire globe. That company announced that they're no longer using degrees as a filter for their hiring process. That's a big deal. And his point was, we figured out that sometimes when people have a degree, they don't have the skills we need, so we're paying all of our attention to what skills people have, and they revamped their entire hiring process to filter out people that had skills. Here's the statement that he made that was profound. He said, resumes as we now know them are about to dramatically change. Now that may not matter to you right now, but in a couple of years it's going to. And I plant that seed with you for one reason. You guys are smarter than our generation when it comes to being creative and how to portray yourself to the rest of the world. His point was, if companies are going to care more about your skills, how we shape our resumes are all going to be directed towards just putting on display what our skills are. Now, for those of you who came prepared and have a pencil or a pen, I want you to write down 4 words. I'm going to give you a second. Come on, get out your pens or your phones, however you want to write this down. 4 words. First 2 words are a name, Scott Adams. Third and fourth word is an idea he has that I think is fascinating. It's all along the same line, and it's talent stacks. Scott Adams is the creator of the Dilbert cartoon. And he's got a blog that's really interesting, and he's a big Trump fan, and a lot of people criticize him because he's a Trump fan, but he's a very articulate Trump fan. But the point that is embedded in all of his thinking is there's a concept he calls talent stacks. I would encourage you to go pay attention and do a little research on Scott Adams' talent stacks. He's talking to my generation. And he's talking to every professional in the workforce today. And his point is companies don't care who you are. They care about what you can do. And his statement is those people, those professionals who are able to reshape their talent stacks in a way that they're in demand for the rest of the world, those are going to be the professionals that succeed. And I'll give you a story, firsthand example. So when I graduated from college, spreadsheets were just getting started. I never thought that would be a big deal to say that. But spreadsheets like Excel were just getting started. And there were some of us that were learning that for the first time. So in your world, that's like coding or HTML or some of those computer languages. That was the world we lived in. That was really cool to me. And so I learned how to do it. And I figured it out and I got really good at it. That skill opened up so many doors for me when I entered the workforce, because all the people older than me didn't know how to do it. And so they looked to me to do it. And I got all kinds of opportunities because I could spreadsheet and I could do it really well. Well, guess what? That skill set carried me for a lot of ways in my career, but I didn't add to it. I got comfortable. I'm like, all right, this is cool. I can do spreadsheets, no big deal. Well, the world changed. And now we're on the internet, and now we're into coding, and now we're into HTML, and now we're into all these other different languages. It hit me the other day that I needed to upgrade my own skills. And so this will sound kind of silly, but there was a book that arrived at my house yesterday that's a whole new programming language on how to manage and extract data from computer systems and shape it to report on it. I ordered that book because I realized the other day I've got to train myself on this new way of looking at information if I'm going to be of value to my clients and be of value to the marketplace. You're going to face that crossroads several times in your life. So I come back to that very simple point. It comes down to how you care about what you can do that's going to set yourself apart in the world, and it's going to set yourself apart from your peers. You're going to hear a lot of suggestions about follow your dreams, follow your passion, do all these things. I'm telling you, all that's good and it's important to think about. But at the end of the day, if you really want to be valuable to the marketplace, figure out what your skills are, shape those skills so that you can put them on display in a way that people see that what they need you can do for them, and you're going to have all kinds of opportunities open up to you. Now, I'll leave you with a couple final thoughts. You're going to get exposed to, I think, is it 12? 12 career opportunities today. Many of those don't require 4-year degrees. In fact, I would guess many of them don't require that. Not everybody gets a chance to get that exposure this early in their career. So one, take advantage of this today. and use it as a chance to really get your mind thinking about what you would enjoy doing and harness that as best as you can. Here's the fun part. There are plumbers and electricians right now making $100,000 a year because there's not enough of them. There are computer programmers that are working with 6-month certificates that are making $60,000 and $70,000 a year right out of a 6-month training program. All my clients, every one of them that I work with and I talk to, are all restricted in their ability to grow because they can't find talented, skilled people. You guys literally are starting your careers at one of the most exciting times in history. And this is an amazing opportunity for you to figure out what you want to do, be really good at it, and you're going to be in demand. You're going to have a lot of opportunities ahead. Let me close with one piece of advice. This is your gray-haired advice for the day, for me anyways. My bio has a statement in the end of it that's really important to me. I have a passion for associating myself with people that are not afraid of the work required to win. Many of you have had opportunities to compete in sports, music, debate, academics, you name your moment. If there's a competition involved, many of you understand what happens when you make a decision that you want to win that competition. When you decide to win something and be the very best, you get a sense of what it takes to really work towards that. I would propose to you that as you enter your life and as you enter adulthood, if you make a personal commitment to win in whatever profession you choose, don't be afraid of the work that it's going to require because it will pay off in spades. And I'll share one more story with you and to just drive that home. When I talk to employers, when I talk to clients about this challenge they have of finding good people, I often ask them, what is it you need? What is it you're looking for? And we'll help you go find it. And honestly, 3 out of 5 times, their answer is, just give me someone that can show up to work on time, pass a drug test, and come back the second day. If that's the world you're competing in, the world is your footstool. You can do some amazing things if that's what you're competing against. So make a decision deep inside of you that you want to win and you want to be the best at whatever you choose to do, and you will flourish as an adult, and you'll have a life that you'll have the life that you dream about. Anyway, it's an honor to be here with you today. I've only been given a few minutes, and I want to respect that, but just know, that I'll go back and say it again, you guys are entering the workforce at truly one of the most exciting times in our world's history. Take advantage of it, have fun with it, and embrace the fact that you're going to have all kinds of adventures as an adult in your career. And just know that it'll be one of the coolest things you've ever done. Thank you.